And out of these three, there's no rhyme or reason. They could be like, we had a guy with an afro and glasses last commercial. Let's go with the one with the short hair. We had a bunch of light-skinned people. Let's go with it comes down to that. And it sometimes comes down to, that looks like the guy that my wife cheated on me with. I don't ever want, and it could be something that minute that can change your, direction. And then the person that books the commercial, you book it, and then you shoot it.
Really kind of bringing it back, and of course we'll touch into your personal adversities later on in the interview, but I kind of wanted to ask what the audition process has been like. I know you've been in several commercials, many of them in fact, of course being a stand-up comedian, and even from your background work at the beginning of your career, what was that process like?
It was an awful process because I didn't know what I was doing when I first came here. So I got involved with scam agencies. People who have tricked me out of tens of thousands of dollars. I've probably been tricked out of maybe $50,000 since I've been here. And I will never see that again, but I learned a lesson. Now, the process for a lot of this is like with a commercial or even, I guess it's kind of different. Okay, so with commercials, you'll submit, your agent will submit your headshot to a casting director. Now, the casting director will probably get, let's say, 1,500 submissions for guy one in the car. And so out of that 1,500 submissions, the casting director will narrow it down to about 300. They're like, okay, we're only going to see these 300 people. Now, out of those 300 people that come in there and they audition, maybe the agency, which is like the ad agency, and the client. So let's say Walmart, there's Walmart, and then the people that Walmart hired to make their commercial. So they each choose 50 people. So 50-50 out of this 300. Now, that's what they have. Then they have what they call a callback. So they call back these 100 people. So 300, 100, and out of that 100, they will select 3. They're like, these 3 are our top choices. And that's what they call an avail. They call your agents, make sure that you're available for these days to shoot, for the fitting and all this other stuff. They say you're supposed to be excited when you're on avail because that's essentially you booking the commercial, just not getting paid. So out of this 3 people, only one person gets chosen. They're like, and out of these 3, there's no rhyme or reason. They could be like, we had a guy with an afro and glasses last commercial. Let's go with the one with the short hair. We had a bunch of light-skinned people. Let's go with it comes down to that. And it sometimes comes down to, that looks like the guy that my wife cheated on me with. I don't ever want, and it could be something that minute that can change your, direction. And then the person that books the commercial, you book it, and then you shoot it. Now, TV and movies are a little different. It's kind of the same process for like the smaller roles, like the ones that you might just be in the store clerk or whatever. But then the bigger roles, like the main characters, they do the same thing. They'll audition, and then they'll go through maybe like 4 or 5 more auditions. They'll have the initial audition, then they'll have a callback, then the networks will have a callback. The networks are like, well, we like these folks, let's bring them back, and they'll bring you back, and then they'll do what they call a chemistry read. Now, a chemistry read is where they like, maybe it's 3 guys, 3 girls for the lead role of such and such show, and then they just mix and match you. They want to see who has the best chemistry or whatever like that. Then, on top of that, they will, now they'll probably narrow it down some more. Like, if they got a celebrity attached, they will test you with this celebrity and have the celebrity have their input and all the other stuff. And then you book it. Then after you book it, I mean, hopefully they end up doing what they call a pilot. A pilot is just one episode, and they just want to see how it tests against audiences, if this is something that can work. And then if it works, I mean, you made it on TV. So that's kind of the whole audition process.